Hi, this is Marty Lines of the New York Jets. You're listening to the Weekly Rant with Jim and Steve.
Alright, welcome back to our 33rd episode of the Weekly Rant with Jimmy and Steve. Sitting alongside Ryan. Ryan was last week. Hey, Steve's back.
Hey, how you doing?
Sitting alongside Steve, I'm Jimmy.
What up?
What's happening? So, where were you?
I was moving, packing up, getting ready to move.
Shipping off to Boston?
Yeah. No, I moved to Holtzville last week. All moved in. Looks pretty good. You want to see some pictures?
Nope.
No, you sure?
No.
So we got a nice balcony, a nice couch that reclines, so you're...
You already have a couch?
Yeah.
Oh.
We moved in. That's the reason why I'm here today. If we were still unpacking, I wouldn't be here today.
Okay.
Did you miss me?
No.
Good.
Got someone to fill in right away, thank God.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Ryan. Ryan did a great job.
Although if he spoke any slower, I may have been sleeping.
I was going to punch him.
I swore. I was listening to him like, is he going to finish his thought in the next hour? But no, Ryan did a great job. It was really enjoyable to not be on the show. But, you know, I'm glad to be back.
Okay.
Well, why are you breathing heavy? Is that shirt a little too tight on you?
I am supporting the LLS Leukemia Lymphoma Society
But
bike jersey.
You may have to go to the hospital because it's suffocating you.
You know. Not yet. There's a zipper, look.
I'm just afraid you're going to rip it before your dad has to wear it on May 31st.
No, we're good. You know, actually, I went
You just can't take any deep breaths.
You never can.
I'm out of breath from waking up in the morning. So, hey, I didn't know this was on. Sweet.
What?
Anyways, I don't, forget it. Anyways, so, last weekend, I went to what they call as a send-off party for the LLS. Because they're doing the 108-mile bike ride. Now, some of them are doing, I believe some of them are doing actually 73 miles. And
some are doing 31, and some can do a 73-mile loop from Montauk to Montauk. I know the ride.
108 and 73, and they have a couple of others. But anyways, so the send-off party was at this bar in Bethpage called Whoville.
Which, based off Dr. Seuss?
I don't know. I think it was actually a biker bar. When I went in there, there were quite a few.
You kind of look like a gay bi.
Wow. I thought you got that all out before the show started.
Why do you have a candle on your... A village candle. Is that the generic version of Yankee Candle?
I don't know. It's just there. I haven't even opened it. It's just there. Does it smell good?
Yeah. It smells better than what this apartment smells like.
All right. Well, hey, it is what it is. Anyways, so I went to the send-off party. It was great. A lot of people turned out there. It was awesome.
I meant to say you look like a biker right now.
Oh, thanks. Well, yeah, this may not fit me, but I'm sporting it.
No, I didn't say cyclist. I meant biker.
Oh.
Yeah,
well.
You definitely could not pull off the cyclist look. No matter
No,
what.
I don't think so.
You and your whatever that face hair is.
Well, anyways, again, they're doing the ride from Babylon to Montauk on May 31st, which is going to be just outstanding. There's going to be tons of people there. Finish line is at Montauk Point. I'll be there. I'll be at all the stops along the ways to meet all the bicyclists and everything and get some quick interviews. Yeah.
That's going to be tough.
It's going to be a long day because they have to meet at Babylon.
At 5 a.m.? 6
yeah.
a.m. 6 a.m.
No, 5. Well, they leave at 6 a.m. So they're all going to meet there around 5-ish or so. And
that's going to be a tough time, though. The roads are pretty much packed out during those days. I'm just going to warn you up front.
I fully understand it's going to be tough, and so I'm going to have to tag along with one of the guys who's actually running the whole event. Follow him, and it's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day.
I'll be drinking.
I know you will. That's one.
I think we're going to stay in Calverton because I told them like Montauk's probably a bad idea because of the bike ride.
What are you doing?
I got a bachelor party. Or else I would have been riding in the ride.
I got to find someone to go with me that day.
I think I know you can find somebody very easily, whether or not you want to.
That's a valid point. Not going there. Not going there at all. I'll tell you why after the show.
If you want to call us, you can call in at 609-975-9689. We're still local on Facebook.com/The Weekly Rant Show. You can catch this episode and all of our previous episodes on YouTube.com/Jimmy Rants. And if you want to tweet us at Jimmy Rants, at Weekly Rant Show. That was so good. But anyway, let's go on to the rundown.
Yeah. So, again, this is our 33rd episode. We're moving along nicely here. Start off with, it's the return of Steve.
Yay. The New York Rangers set cruise control. That's not your best, no.
No, it's not. I couldn't think of something. And I didn't want to go back with the whole visa thing, because I tried that with the Nets, and it just didn't...
No, here's what it worked, okay? The New York Rangers blamed Canada and bombed the shit out of it. South Park reference?
Yeah, I know. Blame Canada. Yeah, whatever.
That would have been a better one.
Yankees pitching staff, speaking of bomb, is bombed.
Mets are the Mets. Yeah, whatever.
The debate, we will be getting back into hockey, and we'll talk about who was going to, or who would make the best Stanley Cup matchup this year.
You want me to tell you a funny joke?
And does it have to do with basketball?
We're not going to talk about it
now. What to expect from Montreal in games 3 and 4.
And what to expect from the Rangers in games 3 and 4, because Jimmy couldn't be more creative.
Exactly. And we'll find out the truth behind, did Steve really miss me while he was gone for a week?
And last but not least, that guy will talk.
A little bit. Just a wee bit. So you've been away.
I have been.
Now we know what's been going on. Rangers are in the Eastern Conference Finals.
They are.
As you know, and as the world knows, I completely wrote them off after Game 4 against the Penguins.
I don't think you should be able to be rooting for them after the things you said about them on Facebook.
You know, find me a Ranger fan other than Boomer Esiason who had the confidence to watch the Rangers and say, hey, they're going to do good. And
no, but you're a fan of the team. You know what? You should never turn your back on your team until it's over. For example, the New York Islanders got eliminated from the playoffs in March. I wrote them off in March. Well, they had no chance. You guys were down 3-1 to Pittsburgh, and you know what? You guys were playing better, and it was just a matter of time that the pucks would go in the net.
Yeah,
and,
well, you know, as an Islander fan, though, you don't have any expectations, so it's no problem standing by them. When you're a Ranger fan, you got expectations.
And you're going to choke in the first round. That's the expectation.
Hey, well, you know,
it's not much better than the Islanders. The Islanders just don't make the playoffs.
Everybody saw that and said, you know what, this is going to be typical Rangers. They're not going to get past the second round again, because they never do. And when they did last, it was against the Devils in the Eastern Conference Finals 2 years ago, in which they should have won.
But they didn't. And the Devils lost to the Kings that year.
Which is one team I'd be afraid of. We'll get into that later, though. But Game 1. Did you watch Game 1?
I watched goals 4 through 7.
Okay.
I turned it on. It was
4 through 7.
I turned it on. It was I think it was 4-1.
Second period. Okay.
Yeah. I was moving, and then I turned it on again. It was 7-2. You know, all those goals happened in 20 seconds of each other.
Yeah, I didn't see the first goal, and I saw the second goal, which was nice. The Zuccarello goal was really nice. But once they came back in the second period, I see, yes, it came back. Canadians got 2-1. Once it was 2-1, I'm not gonna lie, I was scared. I was saying, you know, the Canadians are gonna win this game 3-2, 4-2.
But the Rangers scored 4 power play goals in that game.
They went 3 for 7.
But they scored all 3 of those goals on the same 4-minute minor penalty, or the same 5-minute major.
They scored 2 of them on that because they came up. It was 3 penalties. One that tailed off at the end of the second period that led into the third period. So the first penalty I think was on Subban, and they scored that.
Bad one.
Yeah, and then Prost had double minor.
Okay,
and
Bork had an awful game also.
Yeah, well,
Bork was just in the box every 5 seconds.
Prost double minor. And that's not giving anything away, but I'm going to. He's going to be my rant tonight. I'll explain why later.
Oh, are you really going to complain about that?
Listen, we'll get into it. So
really.
So anyway, Prost had a pretty brutal play. He's hacking away at Kreider in front of the net. And I was just surprised with the discipline. Kreider standing there just taking the slashes, taking the cross-checking, and next thing you know, you have double minor. And things, they tend to hit the screw the Rangers button all the time. And that's said from Boomer Esiason, he couldn't be more right. This time they actually got the calls right. But they came off, and they scored 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third. They just didn't let up.
That McDonough goal was awesome.
Oh. That was the one in the slot, right?
That was filthy.
He ripped it.
Filthy.
Absolutely ripped it. So, I don't know, but seeing Carey Price go down, that is just detrimental to the team. It really is. They have nothing now.
Detrimental. Let's consult a thesaurus on that one. Let's start over.
What?
Devastating.
Devastating?
Yeah. Detrimental means just he did something wrong. But we'll try that again later. Don't worry. It's okay.
I don't miss Steve. Didn't. Sorry, thesaurus. I did not.
Did not
miss Steve. Anyway, so Nash opened it up for himself.
Yeah.
He got a goal too.
He did.
And he came back in the second game. And he came back in the second game, got another goal. The cool thing about the first game, though, actually, was
that
they had
won?
7. Yeah, actually, they had 7 different goal scorers.
That's
in that
great.
game.
I
Rangers
told
don't
you
do
they
that.
should have saved all the goals.
This is only the second time the Rangers have scored as many goals in a playoffs. They did it once before. I believe it was against. Yeah, it was Atlanta when they shut out Atlanta back in 2009, and that was 7-0 victory.
Wow, Atlanta Thrashers were in the playoffs during that time.
The Rangers swept the crap out of them that year. That was wonderful. But, yeah, so they went 3 for 7 on the power play, 7 different goal scorers. Lundqvist has played out of his mind ever since Game 5 against the Penguins.
He's been ridiculous.
All straight through. The Rangers won 5
Here-
games. in a
Here's
row.
the issue. Don't expect it to continue at this rate. I was talking to a Ranger fan today, and he's like, Henrik Lundqvist is going to carry them into the Stanley Cup Championship because he'll be so hot for the rest of the time. He's not. He can't keep it up for 12 straight games or whatever it is to make. They're going to win. They're going to lose a game
Why don't you think he can?
because goalies have bad games. I'm not saying that Henrik Lundqvist is going to turn into, I don't know, Kevin Poulin or Evgeny Nabokov and suck all of a sudden, but he's not going to be this dominant for 6 more wins in a row. He can't.
I thought, well,
He can't,
on a
he
row,
can't
sure.
do it. And they're going to lose. And then you're going to have Ranger fans such as yourself get, oh my God, the Rangers suck. They can't do anything right. And you know what? That's exactly what you were saying after Game 4.
It absolutely was.
They
I
suck.
will not back
They
that. It's the
stink.
truth. I absolutely did that.
And you're going to do that again. You
If
know why?
they lose like
Because
that again, they probably will.
the Canadians are going to win Game 3. It's going to happen. It will happen. We'll talk about it more later. But they're going to win Game 3.
You know,
what?
I think they have a good chance to win. I really do. And you're right. We will talk about it later because you know what? The thing is, the Rangers don't play good on home ice.
No, they're
they
horrible.
don't. So
They're one of the best road teams. It's like the Mets. They're great on the road, but they suck at home. At least the Rangers are better at home than the Mets are at home. But the Mets are over 500.
I think
on the
even
road.
that's questionable. Rangers really are bad at home.
The Rangers are an above 500 team. The Mets are not. So
Okay, that's a valid point. See, but the thing is about them taking those 2 games up in Montreal.
it's big.
Number one, you're taking 2 games in Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
Where they go into Montreal, and I had this right up yesterday, they never win in Montreal.
Well, it's Henrik's House of Horrors.
As they called it, yes. And
Cam Talbot was the only one to ever get a win there in the past 6 games.
that was actually, right, because Marty Biron was starting before him. And when Cam Talbot stepped in, that was Cam Talbot's not only his first win in the NHL,
First shutout.
that was his first shutout. That was his first game.
Whatever happened to him?
He's on the bench.
He hasn't played
on the
in.
bench.
He hasn't played in like 4 months.
Why would he?
I don't know why he would. He's a good goaltender. The Rangers should ship him off and get something for him.
Which they won't do until after next season when his contract expires. So they may, what I'm thinking, they may actually play him more next year. You know, probably I'd say 15 games, maybe 20, throw him the beer on stats, just to really advertise him to the rest of the teams in the NHL and see what they can get. Hopefully the Rangers don't get any player. I'd like to see them get draft picks and get young, because
They're old.
they are old. They really are
Nash
old.
is 32. St.
So
Louis is
St. Louis
37.
95, Richards is 48.
And you know, that was nice. They all went to the funeral as a team.
You know, that whole thing, it's such an unfortunate event.
Did you read Larry Brooks over the weekend?
He's a D-bag.
Yeah.
You tell me he said something nice? No?
No, he
Of course.
said.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Tell him what he said.
He said, "Well, Marty St. Louis' mother's not going to die again, so they're not going to have that. They're not going to
And
have
they're
that.
using that to deflect pucks off of Lundqvist or something like that.
Yes.
You know, it's absurd. It really is. And the way, you know, St. Louis came to the organization, or as I say in Canada, the organization, and when he came
What's
in...
all that about?
Interrupt me again, we're going to drop the bit, see?
Yeah,
you
we'll go from poutines and gravy later.
Well, you know, the Canadians came with, they put the biscuit in the basket, you know? They got to go hard or go home, eh? I can go all day.
Not in that
Don't. Yeah. All right. Anyways, so when St. Louis' mother unfortunately passed away, to put it more lighter than Brooks put it, yes, the Rangers stepped up. Marty St. Louis stepped up. He used the situation at hand really to cause a distraction to himself and stray away from that in a polite way. You know, and the team was there from the whole time. You see Broussard, who's now out for a couple of games with an upper body, really, it's his back injury that he had. And he was right by his side the whole time throughout all the games. And it's really nice to see that chemistry going on. That's one thing that the Rangers haven't had.
You know what's funny? Let's flash forward. Let's not flash forward. Let's rewind 5 weeks. St. Louis sucks. Oh my God, I hate him. When's he gonna score a freaking goal?
Yeah.
Never gonna score a goal. I hate him. Who was I imitating right there?
Me.
Yes.
When in the last... Now let's go backwards again. When in the last 30 seconds did I say I like him? When in the last 30 seconds did I say I still want him here? I never said that at all.
I know, but I'm just saying.
It's not like I'm not cheering for the guy. You know, he's here. I'm going to cheer for him because he's on the team.
I love the idiots who spell St. Louis ST period LOUIE.
Really? I never even seen that.
My friend's like, yeah, St. Louis has been great. LOUIE.
Wow.
Yeah. LOUIS. Anyway, you know,
Yeah.
we're going to talk more about the Rangers and Canadians later, so let's get to that later.
Oh.
Deal?
Oh.
As I wrote in the rundown, which you can find on...
Bubba burgers are delicious, by the way.
You should get Brooklyn burgers.
Brooklyn burgers? Never heard of them.
They're good. Anyway.
You're a great salesman. Want to tell me anything else about them?
No.
Why I should get them?
Well, they're better than Bubba burgers.
Well, I guess that's a great selling point.
That is. I'm telling you, something's better than what you're eating. You should get...
A lot of things are better than what I'm eating.
That's why you should. That's why the second... The not biannual. Whatever. The weight loss competition is going to come back soon, and, well, Jimmy's going to lose again. But anyway, as I wrote this morning on Facebook.com/The Weekly Rant Show, CC Sabathia is out until July. And the Yankees pitching staff is getting smoked. First you have Pineda. Now you have Sabathia. And the only pitcher who's really holding up its end of the bargain, and which I didn't think was going to happen, is Masahiro Tanaka.
Neither of us thought this was going to happen.
Not like this.
6-0 in 7 starts, I believe it is.
He's been redonkulous.
66 strikeouts, only 7 walks. He really and that's the thing. He's not even a strikeout pitcher.
No.
He's not, and he's going up
you
against
know
the
what,
Cubs.
though? You know what, though? Here's the thing about that. No one in baseball has seen him before. There's not enough intel. And he throws pitches that they throw in Japan that they don't throw out here. And they're not used to him yet. I'm not saying that he's going to get shelled forever. He's going to have a few rough starts in the middle of the season. And we'll see if he's able to bounce back from it. Because he hasn't lost since 2012. So we'll see what happens when he actually loses the game.
I need to see his predicted schedule, if you will. Because I know tonight he's going up against the Cubs. So if he could blow it up.
Who are they playing this weekend?
I don't know who they're playing this weekend, but my mind has solely been on the Rangers right now. But if he wins tonight, he'll be 7-0. Now he already played Chicago back on April 16th, when he went 8 innings. He had 10 strikeouts, and he only let up 2 hits. To say that the Cubs are a mediocre team is an understatement. But you know what? If he wins tonight, he's going to continue this pace, hopefully. And the last rookie pitcher for the Yankees to have a better record than him in his first few starts was Whitey Ford in 1950 when he started 9-0 as a rookie. And as we said, Tanaka's now 6-0. So
he's a fake rookie, though. I really do. I hate the fact that they can be considered rookies because they're not.
You know what? I'll side with you on that, and the reason why is because
I'm right.
No. Why? Well,
yes.
I'm trying to figure out how I want to say this right now. I agree with you because they're combining Ichiro's stats here and Japan.
Not when it comes to the hit record. They had the fake stat that Ichiro's got like 3,200.
So they're just making up their own rules then.
No, they want to bring. They're not even making up their own rules. What they're doing is they're just saying to show the significance of how many hits he's actually had. When it comes to the Major League record books, Ichiro's only got like 2,000 hits, which is all his Major League hits.
Right.
I mean, not to discredit Ichiro in his career. He's had one hell of a career. He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And yes, when he gets into the Hall of Fame, they're going to take his numbers from Japan. And
I think they'll put them together to get him into the Hall of Fame. But once he's in the Hall of Fame, they'll post them right in front of him, separate.
Yes, they'll post 1,745 hits in Japan, or whatever the hits or total is going to be. I really don't know what the actual answer is. But
are there currently any Asian or Oriental athletes from baseball in the Hall of Fame right now? Do we know? I don't know of any.
I mean, they have a whole Japanese American. They have a Japanese baseball section in the Hall of Fame. So does that count? Yeah.
I haven't been there.
You know, there are players who have been inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame who have never played a Major League Baseball game.
That like a freak accident?
No.
Of some sort? Like what?
No, like Josh Gibson, like the Negro Leagues.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's understandable.
They
sure.
actually got inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame without ever playing a game of baseball. Of Major League Baseball.
Yeah, Major League Baseball. Okay. I don't have any problem with that.
I know you don't.
It's their own separate.
I agree. No, it's Baseball Hall of Fame, so it's not. It's really not even Major League Baseball. It's National Association of American Baseball. That's the NAAB, which is really the organization that the Baseball Hall of Fame is under. So, if you think about it, the Negro Leagues technically is under the National Association of American Baseball.
So they did it right. Yeah. Well, going back to the pitching, Sabathia is out 6 more weeks, injured his right knee. He had it drained yesterday by Dr. James Andrews.
It's never a good sign.
He's, of course, not. He's 3-4 this year, 5.28 ERA, 8 starts, 10 home runs, 46 innings. He has A.J. Burnett numbers. He needs to put that weight back on if he wants to say healthy.
He wasn't good. He wasn't good with last year with all the weight on. You know what?
He loses the velocity.
It's
and
sad.
Loses control.
It's sad to say. I think we've seen the end of CC Sabathia. His career his numbers have declined ever since 2009.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
He has not been a good pitcher. He's been mediocre at best, and he's just been carrying on by his name. The Yankees made a mistake by re-signing him to another 4 years. That extra contract, and after he opted out in 2011, he hasn't been good. He's not going to be good, and you're going to see that the Yankees are going to have another albatross contract on their hands for the next few years until he can come off the books.
Mm-hmm.
He can't. He's not an ace. He's not even number 2 anymore. He's a good 4 at best at this point of his career, which is sad because he really was dominant in 2008 with the Brewers down the stretch. I think he went like 12-1 or something, leading them to the playoffs over the Mets that year.
It was great. It's also then the National League was a little less strong than it is, or at least how it's been coming up now.
That's correct. That is true.
But
the Sluggers were on Milwaukee with Braun and Fielder.
That's the one problem that I have with trades between the NL and the AL. The AL will bring over better players from the NL, think they'll perform just as good, and they won't. Perfect example. Look at the Blue Jays when they picked up
Josh Johnson.
No, not Josh Johnson even.
R.A. Dickey.
R.A. Dickey. Now, knuckleballers are... Once you figure them out, you're going to slap them around. Just like they did for Tim Wakefield. If you get a hand on him one game, that's it. He's done.
Wakefield was still dominant during
He was dominant. But what I'm saying is, like, in a game, once you can pick up the knuckleball that game, you're okay. Another game is not a story.
The issue with Dickey was he pitched in Citi Field, in which that ballpark, especially when he won the Cy Young in 2012...
Outdoor wind.
Not even just outdoor in the wind. It was huge. The stadium was huge. The walls were pushed back. The walls weren't out where they are now. It was a huge frickin' stadium. A fly ball like Dickey throws, it's going to be a mid-range fly ball. If it was in Yankee Stadium, that ball's 45 feet gone.
Oh, yeah, easily.
So, I mean, R.A. Dickey was a great pitcher for the Mets, but I was thrilled when they made that trade. I'm so excited to see Thor come up in a few weeks. It's going to be really exciting.
You should be. Ivan Nova, he's out. Pineda's also out. Bringing in... All Yankee fans know these guys. Vidal Nuno, David Phelps, and Chase Whitley.
Hey,
they're fantastic guys.
Chase Whitley had a great start against the Mets on Thursday.
That doesn't say too much.
Really? Because the Yankees really had their way with the Mets at Yankee Stadium last week.
I'm just saying overall, it just doesn't say too much about them.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so the Yankees are just continuing to suck.
You know who's in first place in the AL West, right?
Yeah, the Oakland Athletics.
Yes.
So what? They're not making the World Series. The bet's to me. Is it to make or win?
To win.
Yeah, they're not even making it. So
they are.
I think I actually had them out of the playoffs, too.
I know you did, because you're an idiot.
Look alive. It's going to happen. It's not going to make it.
It will. You want to make a bet on that, too?
Are we keeping track of all these bets?
Yeah, you're losing them all.
But of what they are. We don't have...
We haven't put terms yet on the 74 and the Mets. On the Mets or the Yankee one.
See, I didn't even know we had a Met one. I forgot.
You said they were not going to win 73 games.
Sure, and I'll stand by that. They have to win 50 more games? No, 53 more games.
53 more games. You realize that there's still like 100.
I have to believe that. I made the bet. I have to believe it. Oh, have to believe it, but we
Wow,
know
that
it.
was an awkward play.
Well, that dude who got sick from
Shake Shack.
Shake Shack.
I couldn't believe you didn't know how to read an article.
I didn't see the article.
I sent it to you.
Yeah, I was sitting here. I'm not gonna freaking sit here and read an article while we're doing a show.
You should. It's breaking news.
It's breaking news.
Breaking news from Steve while he's packing.
Yeah, that dude got sick from a freaking hamburger.
So did Don Manley. Or Ryan Sandberg.
Ryan Sandberg.
And you had no idea who Ryan Sandberg was. I wrote Sandberg. You're like, who?
Yeah, like it's,
I wasn't talking about Andy Sandberg.
That's
Right.
what I thought.
Really, that's Sam, not Sand.
Sandberg.
Sandberg?
Yeah.
Sandberg.
Is it really?
Yeah. Andy Sandberg, Ryan Sandberg.
One reason I feel like you know this. Yep. Hey, there it is. So the Mets.
I won't be here next week, thank God.
And he's speaking for the both of us.
Yes.
So the Mets.
The Mets.
It's the Mets.
Yeah.
Yeah. 20 and 23, they're fourth place in the division. Atlanta's held it since day one as
Yeah,
first.
but Atlanta's not that far. Atlanta's been pretty cold recently. They're not that. The Mets, I think, are what, 4 games out of first place. Really, for the Mets at this juncture, you know what? The Dylan G, who's been the 4th best pitcher in the National League since May 30th of last year, was on the DL. Their bullpen's atrocious. They cut Kyle Farnsworth, who then said he can't wait to face a team that faces the Mets, so he can beat the crap out of them.
Wait.
Kyle Farnsworth got cut by the Mets last year.
Can't wait to
Face the team that faces the Mets. He wants to face the Mets so he can beat the crap out of them.
Wait, so you're saying he can't wait to face the team
Sorry.
that
He
faces
can't
the Mets?
wait to be a part of the team that faces the Mets.
Yeah, you really threw me off there.
So
You said it twice.
so he can beat the crap out of them. And then when he got signed to pitch for the Astros, he proceeded to allow 3 runs immediately. You suck, Farnsworth.
So do they have any games on the schedule where they're going to play the Mets?
Yes.
Really?
The last weekend of the season, the Mets play Houston. Here's the thing about that, though.
He's not going to make
He
it.
will not be there at that point. He is so bad. He is so bad.
Oh my god.
You know what? The Mets have a lot of good things going for them.
Like what? Like Matt Harvey wants to come back early?
I saw that. And
Why?
He's an idiot.
Yes, they suck. They're not going to make the playoffs. They're going to be irrelevant.
If he could,
he's going to come in.
if-
What is he going to come in early for a team that's not going to go anywhere this year
He
and
wants-
risk injury?
He's dedicated to the team.
That's BS.
As you saw last week, with Jose Fernandez going down, anybody can get hurt no matter how hard, no matter how much you try to coddle them. They had Jose Fernandez go 180 innings last year to keep his arm fresh. He gets Tommy John surgery. Brandon Beachy, he barely pitched in the past 2 years. Tommy John surgery. Jared Parker, Tommy John surgery.
So what you're saying right now is that even
It
if he comes
doesn't
back and he
matter.
plays, he's just as much of a risk as anybody else to get hurt.
Yeah.
No, he's more of a risk.
No, he is not more of a risk. The thing is, it's about how much velocity and torque you put on your arm as you throw the ball. Okay, that's really all it comes down to. The reason people get hurt more is not because they throw too many innings or come back too soon. It's because they throw the ball too freaking fast.
All right, so when next year is a year Met fans really should be looking at, okay?
I don't want Matt Harvey to come back. I want.
That's
him to
what
come
I'm
back next
saying.
year. I don't want
What
him back.
Met fan would want him to
I'm
come
just.
back?
I mean, if the Mets are making the Mets have a chance to make the playoffs, yes, I want him back.
Something to think about. But what he said is he wants to make 5 to 7 starts. 7 weeks.
I
You want-
appreciate and I'm happy with the fact that he wants to try his best to get back on the field
Sure.
and play for the Mets. You know what? Not many people want to do that, and he does for some reason. So
How long is his contract for?
he's under our control for another 4 or 5 years.
Oh, okay. I just don't see it. Especially if that's how long he's here for. Why? It's nice to show dedication. Show dedication by, going back to the trainer, getting back in shape.
He's
and
doing
healthy
it.
and
He
right.
wants to get back in
so
shape.
Keep it up. Keep doing it.
If he is cleared by doctors to pitch, it's not like he can get back on the mound without doctors clearing.
2 weeks left in the season. Do you want to see him if
No.
he's cleared?
Unless the
Not in a
Mets-
playoff race.
No, kind of. And they won't. The Mets won't clear him. They won't.
I really hope for their sake that they don't, because it'd be stupid.
But you know what? The Mets pitching staff is to the point that they can potentially do something. They could potentially be floating around for that last wild card spot with a few weeks left in the season, and then Matt Harvey comes in and he becomes dominant again. You know what? I want him back.
because of the second wild card, I think this is a year actually the Mets can possibly strive for that.
I mean, there's not
That's
that
fine.
many good teams. The Braves, I mean, they're in first place, but they're, 23 and 20? They've been struggling. Santana got lit up his last few starts. Alex Woods looked horrible in the bullpen. they haven't been good. So, I mean, you see that come. And then the Nationals haven't been playing to their potential. Ryan Zimmerman's still on the DL. Adam LaRoche is on the DL. Strasburg's looked horrible this year. Miami Marlins, come on. Nady Eovaldi's starting to suck. They lost Jose Fernandez for the year. Jacob Turner's not good. They have no pitching to speak of anymore. So the Mets could win some games, and they can potentially do it. Who knows? It'll be interesting to see.
The Giants are 11 games over.
The San Fran Giants? Yeah. They have a good team.
Quiet.
Tim Lincecum's come back. He's actually looked relatively good. Matt Cain's been fine.
Both those guys were shit last year.
They were. Well, Matt Cain has horrible peripherals. But they're hitting. Mike Morse has come back to life, and he's slugging over 500. Buster Posey's Buster Posey. Brandon Hicks at the second base position has already clubbed 6 home runs. And Pablo Sandoval still sucks. But
the only team that's running away with anything right now in baseball.
Well, where are the Oakland A's?
Detroit. They're 4 games up on the Angels.
That's pretty good.
Still early. Although I did just say someone's running away with it.
Yeah.
Still early. I know.
I'm an idiot. The Detroit Tigers have been ridiculous recently. Victor Martinez has hit 10 home runs already from the DH position. And we saw an article right before the show stating that the NL should adopt the DH. No. The Mets can barely be able to line up with 8 guys to hit. You don't need an extra hitter on the team.
I'll tell you, it's not going to really hurt them. They brought in Jason Giambi. They activated him.
Who?
The Indians. Sorry, I thought you just said Indians. I'm reading and trying to see this.
Indians. Jason Giambi's like the extra coach on that team.
No, they activated.
He still has pop. He actually does hit homers. That's enough baseball. You ready for the debate?
It's never enough baseball.
I know. You ready for the debate?
Yeah, buddy.
All right. Get the bell over here. Nope. Not the bounce. Get the bounce.
Bing.
I missed that.
Well, since you missed it so much, you can start off. Our debate is going to be who would make the better Stanley Cup matchup. Right now, being in the Eastern Conference, you have the Rangers facing off against the Canadiens, and in the West, you have the Blackhawks, a rematch of last year, playing against the Kings. So, Steven with a PH, go ahead.
No, it's still Steven with a V. Yeah. You know what? For all intents and purposes, I think the Kings and the Rangers would make the best Stanley Cup. The reason for that is you have New York, obviously. You have LA. You have those media markets, and it's going to be a high rating. You also have John Quick, one of the best American goaltenders, playing. So you're going to have American pride right there. They saw Quick play in the Olympics. You know, that's a great story. You have a guy who played for the Olympic team, and then you have a guy who's going to play in the Stanley Cup. On the other side with New York, you have Henrik Lundqvist, and we're not going to talk about him because we already did. He's been ridiculous recently, and he's the hottest goaltender. And they're the Rangers. You know what? They haven't played in such a long... They haven't been in the Stanley Cup since '94. And it'd be very interesting to see Jeff Carter and Mike Richards go up against Brad Richards and Rick Nash. So, Kings-Rangers, let's go.
I like the fact that you chose the Rangers. I know it's the fact that you didn't want to do this debate. It's like me every week. I don't want to debate anything we talk about because I always lose them like everything else I lose.
Except for weight.
I deserve that more than anything. I walked right into that one. Or rolled. I know.
I've been on fire recently. Or just today.
Yeah. Well, what I think, actually, I'd like to personally see an original 6 matchup. I know we saw it last year with the Blackhawks and the Bruins, and boy, am I happy the Bruins lost last year as they did this year. It's going to have to be the Rangers and the Blackhawks. Steve said, obviously, we're not going to be talking about Lundqvist. Please. Who doesn't want to see Lundqvist in? Lundqvist is the best goalie in the NHL right now. Right now. Hands down. One of the most underrated, unappreciated goalies is Corey Crawford. Not many people know who he is because not many people follow or care hockey. Guess what? If you're watching the playoffs, you know who Corey Crawford is. Right now, there's a matchup going in the West between the Blackhawks and the Kings. It's a rematch of last year. Last year was an incredible matchup. I was there for Game 5 when they won and went to the Stanley Cup Finals. It's making out to be a great series, but no one wants to see John Quick. No one calls him John Quick. No one wants to see Jonathan Quick.
I definitely said Jonathan.
You said John Quick.
I said Jonathan.
You said John Quick.
Definitely.
Can we make a bet on this?
No.
Can we make a bet on this?
No.
What did he say? Go ahead.
I didn't make a bet.
John Quick. He said John Quick.
You know, you said you wanted an original 6. How about the Blackhawks and Canadiens?
Nope.
Come on.
Nope.
You can have Peter Buja.
Buja?
Yeah, whatever his name is.
Budai?
Whatever. Doesn't make a difference. He's not going to be in the Stanley Cup because they're not winning. But no, the Kings have a lot of history. You have Wayne Gretzky's former team facing another one of Wayne Gretzky's former teams.
Wayne Gretzky has something to do with this.
I'm just saying, it's a lot of history. Kings and Rangers have a lot of history back and forth. And you know what? It'd be very interesting to see that. I got nothing else on this.
The only history that the Kings and the Rangers have is that they played the first professional in the NHL outdoor game in Las Vegas back in 1990-something. Was it 92?
I don't think so.
Well, the Rangers won. So anyways, that's all I really care about. Rangers are the only undefeated team. They're 4-0 in the Winter Classics, if you count that game. Anyway, so...
Nope.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not counting it.
Oh. Anyways. The Rangers, everybody knows they want to see the Rangers. They need to be there. They haven't been there since 94.
Said that.
This is right now their third trip to the Eastern Conference Finals since then. They went 97 to Philadelphia. They played a couple of years ago against the Devils, and now they're playing against Montreal. This is actually one of the highest rated series games. But you know what? Because the ticket prices are also skyrocketing. Well, guess what? Same thing in the West. Right now, ticket prices are even more in the West for to see the Blackhawks play. You bring the Blackhawks and the Rangers together, it's going to be just phenomenal. It really will. It's going to be. I'm just going back to week 1 of our show. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. Great matchup. Original 6. That's how we're going to keep it. It's not going to be with Montreal. They've already got 24 Stanley Cups under their belt. They don't need another one. And I don't care that it's been 40 years since their last one. It's been 22, 23, 21,
20.
93.
The Rangers,
92, 93
Rangers
for the
won
Canadians.
Oh. I thought it was about the Rangers in which they won.
No, it's been 20. So there you go. They're going to go. They're going to win. We're going to be happy. I will be there on June 20th when they're doing the parade. And everybody's
you're gonna go to Chicago or LA to watch that?
I am going to go to Chicago. If the Blackhawks make the Stanley Cup Finals, I am going to go to Chicago.
Cool.
I want to be there for the Stanley Cup Finals regardless, and I want to see them in it too. So if they make it, I'm going. If the Rangers make it, and it's against the Blackhawks, I will become the newest New York Blackhawks fan. I will be here both for the Rangers, and I'll be in Chicago for the Rangers, but going to see them in Chicago. So
now, if the Rangers in Chicago play in the Stanley Cup, no one west of Chicago will give a shit.
You're 100% correct.
No one will care. No one, not at all.
That's not going to hurt hockey. That will not hurt the sport at all. You know why?
Because nobody cares about hockey
in the West.
Yeah.
No one cares about it in the West at all. And people say, oh, well, look what happened to Anaheim this year. And the Kings, they're 30 miles apart. They just striked up some now rivalry and selling out games left and right. Well, so is San Jose, and the Kings are just, they actually do sell out quite often. But anybody else around there?
The Kings are a good team.
But nobody cares. You know, I remember a while back when, I think when the Dodgers were in the playoffs last year, they were talking about the Kings. And when the Kings actually lost, the Dodgers came back and they said no one cares about hockey anyways. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking to myself, you got to be kidding me. This is the Los Angeles Dodgers on their official Twitter page, whoever was running it, who came out and said that. Meanwhile, the Kings just won them a Stanley Cup 2 years prior.
Yes.
What have the Dodgers freaking done but spend a buttload of money and not get anything back for it? Mm. So I don't know what they were thinking to come off with something like that. But, thanks, Nick, 91.
Could have just said it. You've been
really.
talking the entire show.
Sitting back there.
Anyway, that debate's over.
Yeah. Let's, you
want to talk about basketball? No.
Yep, no. Why?
Because nobody cares about basketball.
That is right. What is the series anyways for the Heat?
Heat
and the Pacers
is
1-1?
No, it's 1-0 Pacers.
It's not 1-1?
No, it's 1-0. The second game's tonight. 8:30.
You know, I thought this series between the Rangers and the Canadians was going long because they're 2 days off between home and away. And then when they come back for Game 3, they're also then off another 2 days.
Are you going to a game during this round?
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to go. If I go Thursday, I'm probably going to stay over. Just so I can not have to drive home. And if it's Sunday, I'll just stay over because next day's Memorial Day.
Where are you going to stay? You going to get a hotel?
Yeah.
So yeah, where you get plastered at O'Reilly's?
Hey, that's it. Exactly.
When are we doing O'Reilly's?
We have to figure that out.
Okay.
We have a lot to figure out, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I
I have a lot to figure out
there you go.
that you're just going to come along on.
Don't say it like that. Please don't. Ever again.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi-yo.
Yeah.
I need this. Whop. So, anyways, got a few minutes left in the show here.
We got 20 minutes left in this show. Few minutes.
Yeah, a few minutes. So, what do you expect? Now, I know you're not really watching heavily, but I know you're still following this.
Of course I'm following. I
what
want to watch the Rangers lose and watch you cry on the air.
You know, I want your feeling on this, actually.
You want me feeling this?
No. I want your feeling on this.
Okay.
I remember when the Rangers were playing Philadelphia. You said, you know what, I'm glad they're going to the 7th game. I wanted to go to 10,000 overtimes, so this way they can play Pittsburgh, be tired, and get swept. And you wanted to see that.
Yes. It didn't happen.
It didn't happen. You must have been happy as all hell after Game 4 when they were down 3-1.
No, it's never over until...
Your dream was coming true.
It's never over until it's over. And
so you're telling me that you actually weren't writing the Rangers off against Pittsburgh when Game 4 was arguably their worst game?
You want to know why? Jimmy?
That's frightening.
In 1975, the New York Islanders and the New York Rangers faced off in the first round of the playoffs. The Islanders were down 3-0. Actually, you know what? Let me take this back. Let me start with another
Is this the whole Capitals thing?
No, that was the Easter Epic in 87.
Oh, this is coming back up against the...
they were down 3-0 and they actually won.
The Flyers.
Yeah, that was right. But I'm going to take it back. I'm going to take it a step back. In 2004, the New York Yankees and the Boston Red Sox were in the ALCS.
We don't have to go. That's baseball. That's baseball.
And
it's a different... But baseball is not a team sport. That's different.
What the hell's wrong with you?
It's different.
It's absolutely a team sport.
Baseball's an individual sport.
Anyway, it's been done before. Teams that come back from 3-0 to win.
It was done this year.
I know.
It was done this year. The Kings did it. They were down 3-0 to the Sharks.
So, I mean, it can be done. It has been done. And, you know, you can never write a team off until it's actually over. Goaltender gets hot. Henrik Lundqvist is the best goaltender in the playoffs. You can't count a team with Henrik Lundqvist out. But you did.
Are you done with this?
No. If you...
I like an air horn right now. Dude, that thing's going to come flying off and I'll be in trouble.
I need a Google say it.
A Google say it?
No,
What's a Google say it?
A vuvuzela?
A vuvuzela.
Oh, boy.
I wear my sunglasses. I don't know the words to that song.
I wear my sunglasses at night so I can watch the Mets lose games after home runs.
Hey, that was Gonzalez. So, what do you think Montreal has to do in games 3 and 4? Even just game 3. If they win game 3, they're going to make a series of it. So, what do you think they got to do?
They got to win game 3.
All right, that's Steve for you.
Well, no, Tom Vanek's got to step it up.
What is up with you and shortening people's names to what they're not? Tom Vanek. Okay. All right, yeah.
Tom Vanek's got to step up. And hold on one second.
Okay. So, Ryan McDonough. What is this?
A vuvuzela.
Yeah, that worked out good for you. It's like a baby crying.
Which is what you'll be after the Rangers lose the Stanley Cup.
No.
Yes. Anyway, Thomas Vanek's got to start playing. Mike Milbury said, and I can't believe I'm saying this, that the Islanders were lucky that he turned down that 7-year, $50 million contract.
When did he say that?
Last night.
That's awesome.
He said it on the air, and you know what? He's absolutely right. The Islanders are lucky that he turned down that 7-year. He looks horrible. He's looked horrible since the Islanders actually traded him.
He's fatter than me.
No. A sumo wrestler is not fatter than you, James.
The Mets are getting killed.
Such is life.
So Montreal.
Such is life.
I'm telling you right now, Montreal is not going to let up. They are a fast-paced team. Their offense is fast-paced. Their defense, their team, the way their style of play is, it's almost like when D'Antoni was coaching the Phoenix Suns in the 8-second offense.
Oh yeah,
they get the puck out and boom,
you know
it's north and south.
what? It's not like the Montreal Canadiens are not getting shots on net. They are.
They've outshot the Rangers 63 to 58.
Henrik has been unbelievable. If pucks go past Henrik, they will lose. You know that kid who started in goal last night didn't do that bad.
No, he didn't.
He allowed 3 goals. You know the goal scorers were McDonough, Nash, and St. Louis.
They're the 3 players who had a goal in the previous game as well.
It's not like he let up goals to Carcillo, Dorsett, and name another scrub.
Broussard.
There you go.
So, well,
How about
you know
Stephon?
He's a... You know, and he's actually been a complete flop for them. He really has since he signed that contract.
U.S. Olympian.
Unbelievable. So Budai is not going to start.
No.
He's not going to start.
He shouldn't.
Tokarski, he shouldn't. And there's one reason why he shouldn't
He
start.
sucks.
He's a backup.
He was the Avalanche garbage goaltender back in the mid.
He's a backup, and you know what? Tokarski is a starter. And they did say this before the game, and all of this is completely correct. Although Tokarski is down in the minors right now, he prepares himself mentally and physically as a starter. Budai does not. It's a whole different style.
Prepare for?
Food.
There you go.
PK Subban needs to score. Obviously, Boyle, who was left bleeding after the last game from blocking the shot with less than a minute left to go, he needs to score. He had 2 incredible opportunities.
But Henrik saved it.
And you know what?
You can't blame Subban for it. You can't.
One thing that I think needs to happen is
the Canadians need to score some goals.
Yeah, and good luck with that.
You need that to happen? Okay, good.
I'm saying Montreal does. Prost needs to actually be more of a D-bag than he's ever been. He needs to wreak absolute havoc on the ice.
He needs to be Sean Avery.
Yeah, exactly. He needs to be Sean Avery. He needs to be what the NHL is viewing PK Subban as, the big D-bag. He needs to step up and cause a distraction because he's not a goal scorer. He's one of the, nowadays, most prolific agitators and, I would say, penalty killers. And that's his style of play that he needs to play, that he's played when he was with the Rangers a few years back. And Vanek and Briere, they need to bring that chemistry back from when they were the Sabres back in 07.
Briere horribly wrong.
Briere.
Actually, no. It's
Briere.
You put an E at the end of it. There you go.
Okay. So, it's not horribly spelled. But they need to come back, and they need to bring that chemistry back. What else did I spell wrong? Anything? It's all good.
Chemistry?
No, that's right.
No, there's an I.
Where?
Chemis. M-I-S.
You sure?
Positive. You want to make a bet on that?
No.
There you go.
You want to make a bet that you said John before?
No.
Or Tom?
I did say Tom. I did say Tom.
So, the series is definitely not over yet. Definitely not over yet.
As we learned from last series, it's definitely not over yet.
That's true. The Rangers. What do you think they have to do to continue and to hopefully run away with this one?
Henrik Lundqvist has got to be God.
Still.
Yeah. That's it. If Henrik's God, then it doesn't matter what the Rangers do. As long as they score 1 goal, the Rangers will win every game. Unfortunately, and here's the thing, Henrik is human, and he will allow goals. And, I mean, the Canadians have been putting good shots on net, and but Henrik's been ridiculous. He's not going to save every shot. It's impossible. He's just, no goaltender has ever been that good, no goaltender will ever be that good. Great goals against average is 2.4. Henrik Lundqvist in the playoffs has been what, like a 1.5? He's been insane.
He has Tim Thomas numbers, who set the record back 2 years ago when they won the Stanley Cup.
You better hope Henrik Lundqvist doesn't do what Tim Thomas did after they won the Stanley Cup. And
I will not go there and comment right now. I'll tell you something funny off the air, actually. But one of the biggest things... Funny? Yeah, I will.
No, you won't.
One of the biggest things that the Rangers need to do to continue this is they need to keep their discipline. That is the biggest thing. And I remember yesterday in the first period, the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes of the game, Moore had accidentally shot the puck on goal, and it was a light shot. It was after the whistle. He didn't hear the whistle. The crowd was so loud there. So they came in, 3 of the Canadians absolutely badgered him in the corner. And I think it was Boyle who came up right next to him to kind of help separate it. And you saw Moore just stand up against the glass and take all the punches and the abuse. And he actually leaned over, saw Boyle, and pushed him away. And you could read on his mouth saying, play smart, play smart. Basically saying, take it. Let them beat the crap out of us physically so we can get the power plays. They need to stay disciplined and really come together.
Which more is this, Dom or John?
Dominic. What?
Dom.
You went there. Yeah.
They call him Dom.
Yeah.
So don't blame me for that.
Henrik, you just said it. Yeah, he needs.
It's not like I called him Joe Moore. Yeah.
So pressure. Pressure is the number one thing. Number two thing, rather, because discipline's number one. The pressure is the number two thing. The reason being is because Montreal is fast. So if the Rangers can keep up the pressure, let Montreal make those errors, well, there you go. The Rangers will relax. They'll be able to get up the ice. And they hopefully will eliminate the neutral zone turnovers, which they need to really pay attention to. Because once you get PK Subban in the slot right there, they're going to set him up.
Like McDonough.
Yeah. Shoot.
With a much better slap shot.
Yeah. Well, he's got over 100-mile-an-hour slap shot. McDonough's probably got a 48-mile-an-hour slap shot.
McDonough's has gone in 2 nights in a row.
Yep. Well, they need to constantly shoot. You saw from McDonough's goal yesterday that it was redirected. I mean, you're not going to make me drop the F-bomb again.
Why does your glittery hand have a heart in the middle of the hand?
I don't know. I got it from 7-Eleven to scratch my back with. Yes! Got him to stop. Crowd needs to stay in it. That's another big thing. MSG, playoffs, regular season game, season opener, it doesn't matter. The minute Montreal scores, the crowd is going to drown out because that's what they always do. Even if it's a playoff game, it just gets quiet.
It's almost past my bedtime.
It is.
I want ice cream, though.
I have
A pint?
mint chocolate chip.
Fatty.
I don't eat it. I don't like mint chocolate chip. I don't like chocolate.
And why did you buy mint chocolate chip?
I didn't. Well, I did. Don't worry about it.
We're early. Which is what you say a lot.
No, look. Wow. How did you know?
That's
Hey, so did you miss me?
No.
Why not?
You know, it was nice to, like, you know, to watch the show and to see what we look like.
You wouldn't stop freaking bothering me.
Because you guys were just messing up. I had to make sure that you...
You're pluralizing that? I wasn't.
You guys were kept messing up. I had to make sure that you guys were keeping the honor of the weekly rant alive.
Like you even care.
I texted you.
You did. You called in, too.
I did call in.
You called my phone, though. You didn't even call the hotline.
I don't know the number. Oh, 609-975-9689. There we go. And if you're watching out there
Wow.
You would think that I wasn't funny. Because the way people are laughing at my jokes today. The same way you would think that Jimmy is skinny because of the way he's wearing that shirt.
It's the camera. It's the camera. You know it adds 15 pounds.
That's your big framer, right?
Shut up, Richard.
Oh, I missed this.
Yeah. I don't know how to spell this guy's name.
Oh my god.
You know how to spell his name?
Yeah, you actually spelled it right.
Did I?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. Wait.
Yeah.
That's probably right.
Yeah.
Or it's this one. One is masculine, one is feminine. I took 5 years of French, and I don't know this.
It's this way. That's funny. Even I know that. Let me double check. I mean, because you don't.
I just got a French translator before the show. I was gonna open up and say something because I forgot how to speak French.
You did spell Tyrion correctly, though.
Boom.
So congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
I'm proud of it. But no, you actually spelled his first name wrong. It's not Michelle. It's Michael.
Michael Prokop.
There's no E at the end. But anyway, you got his last name correct. That's impressive. But I will not be here next week. Jimmy, are you going to replace me again?
Yep.
Good. Who's going to replace me, Ryan?
I don't know.
Why don't you have Nick?
You know what I might ask, actually? I might ask John Daly. I went golfing with him the other day.
Yeah? Did he wipe the floor with you?
Yep.
Yeah. You know why?
He actually...
Because he's an Olympic athlete and
I
you're
know,
fat.
that's true. I get to the first tee. Boom. Straight, just right down the fairway.
You're talking about his shot, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, mine was two, actually. No, mine was two.
You were just you were short and low to the left.
I had by far the worst round of golf I've ever had in my life. I shot 109. Okay. Totally not even listening to you. I shot 109. It was the worst round of golf I've ever had in my life. I don't even know what you said. I'll hear it on the replay.
Oh, yeah.
He shot a 90. And I'm seeking retribution as we are playing Friday.
Oh, so you asked me if I can go again. Yeah, you realize I work, right?
And I'm going to a golf outing for the Finians.
Yes, you told me.
Sorry. Did you see one of the...
that's the weekend I'm going to D.C. I'm pissed. I want to do it.
I was calling them the Finians, where if I had a bro, it'd be considered the Finians. And I was sitting at home last night, I just watched TV, and I get an email. And the email was one of the YouTube things. The heck, I'm thinking, maybe someone else followed us, subscribed, whatever. And I clicked that and it said, someone had commented on one of your videos. Okay. Well, it was at that point that I saw for the interview that I did with the coach Connor Hawkins. I looked and I saw a comment that said from some random person, "Why are you covering the GAA, which is the Gaelic Athletic Association? Why are you even covering the GAA when you can't pronounce the word Finians properly?"
Yes. People are making fun of you from different countries. Yes! It's like my dream has come true.
What? That now I'm known around the world? Thank you.
No, now that people know you're an idiot around the world. I want to go golfing, but you can't pick days in which I work. I don't work on weekends.
I can and I do.
You shouldn't. I got to be in Patchogue. I got to interview police officers on Friday. I wish I could be there. I want to golf with John Daly, but
Not me.
You don't want to golf
No,
with John
so
Daly?
you don't want to golf with me.
I mean, I do. I actually do want to golf with you. It'd probably be a lot of fun to golf and drink.
That's what it would be.
And Stonebridge. I mean, I want to golf at Stonebridge before your membership runs out. Yes, I'm using you for your membership.
Oh, thank you.
No problem. That's the only way people want to go golfing with you.
Yeah.
Nick, have you golf with
It's
Jimmy?
the only reason why I can get people to golf with me.
Fair enough.
I asked them to go.
So,
Once again, have a job.
yeah, fair enough.
I have a job too.
Yeah, but you don't do it.
I know. So,
So since I'm not going to be here next week, it's going to be very upsetting. We're not going to be talking about the Rangers potentially going to the Stanley Cup or going home.
I will be.
You will be, but I won't be. I wouldn't be calling in.
You won't be calling in?
No.
Why not?
My friend from college who lives in California is coming out, and the only night I get to see her is on Tuesday night. I told her that I was a co-host of a famous sports show. She didn't care.
You say, excuse me, while I must step out to use the little boy's room, in which you make a 4-minute phone call. That's a long phone call.
That's a long phone call.
In which you make a 30-second phone call. Hey, dropping a deuce in the bathroom. Just want to call in. I was thinking about you.
Words I don't say when I'm in the bathroom.
Imagine that, you're just saying that, all of a sudden someone's sitting next to you. Like, really, dude? Thinking about you too.
Wait, you're watching the Weekly Rant with Jimmy and Steve? Oh my God, me
Bro,
too!
I got my podcast up right now.
You know what's the funny part about that? No one's watching the Weekly Rant with Jimmy and Steve.
Oh, I thought you were saying no one would actually have that scenario happen in the bathroom.
I think mine's a little more realistic. Anyway,
It could happen.
it's 8:57. Give me a second, buddy.
That's what you say. Isn't it?
That's what you say to a girl, too.
Oh my God.
We didn't get to talk about this because I wasn't here after the draft. I kind of hate this song now.
So
because
change it.
they played it every 5 seconds
Did they?
during the draft. Wait, you didn't watch the draft on ESPN?
I did. I had it on mute.
Good thing you did. Every 5 seconds. And we could be everybody.
So change it.
Whatever. It sucks just like you, so it is time for your rants.
Yeah, you play it through this thing, actually.
Whatever.
It's cooler.
Yeah, because it's...
Try it. Look at the time we got. We got time. Try
I
it.
got time? Okay.
Oh, look at that. Oh, that sounds good.
I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. Yes, I am, yes, I am, yes, I am.
DJ Steve on the spins, yo. 1s and 2s, what up?
I believe every lie that I
That's my new rant. My rant is, in fact, on Brendan Prust. Brendan Prust, you little tool bag. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. You see the play that happened. There's no way in hell Kreider could avoid hitting Carey Price, who had injured him. Yes, but it was Carey Price's own fault for overprotecting the post, which is why your leg got stuck there, and I don't care. Prust saying that it was accidentally intentional or accidentally on purpose, you're out of your mind. Pacioretty, Subban, Briere, Vanek, they all said it was an accident, even the coach Therian. Now, however, whatever the freaking hell is the terrier that he is, because you know what, he came in the next day, changing his mind completely, saying that Kreider has a history. Has a freaking history. And guess what, if he has a history of this, you know what, have you ever seen Prust when he was with the Rangers, how many times he would run into the goalies? All the time. You guys are a bunch of hypocrites, and I hope the Rangers sweep you, because you know what, you will be long forgotten in Canada afterwards. What is this?
It's a good song.
This is a new one?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the donkey song.
It's the donkey song.
Yeah, for Prust.
For Prust. No, not for you, actually.
Chevy in the ditch.
But yeah. I don't even know what I was going to say. I missed this. I really did.
Good. We can use that as our closing song. I like that.
You do?
Yeah.
We should make it our opening, closing, your weekly rant, your ranch song, and everything.
You cannot speak tonight.
And you can speak ever.
Just tonight. Except for when I messed up Therian's
Terrian.
name.
Terrian. But it's been a great time. I'm glad I'm back. Won't be back next week, so don't miss me too much. Jimmy will be back with whoever his mystery guest will be. You can find out on Facebook.com/The Weekly Rant Show. This episode will be live on YouTube in just a few hours at YouTube.com/Jimmy Rants. You can find us next week live at 8 p.m. on Ustream.tv/channel/The Weekly Rant. For Jimmy, I'm Steve. Have a great night.
Count running dry, I sink out no overtime. Friday rolls around, gotta get this party to town. Got nothing to try but just outside. I get a motor ride. Gonna ride that donkey down to the honky tonky. It's gonna get funky.